I'm very well, thank you so much.
Nnamdikanu's court update. Supporters of Nnamdi Kanu and lovers of justice gathered on the morning of his court appearance at the Federal High Court in Abuja, where the trial concerning his self-determination case against the Nigerian government continued. It was also reported that the United States had sent an observer to monitor the court proceedings, reflecting growing international attention on the case. Foreign observers, including senior officials from the U.S. National Center for State Court, were seen seated in the courtroom, prepared to monitor this session closely. Nnamdi Kanu's court update 18/06/2025. Following the rejection of previous tender document by the court, he presents another from NBC. Prosecution: can you identify this document? Witness: yes. NBC came over to examine the transmitter at the DSS headquarters after Nnamdi Kanu brought in the transmitter. Judge: does the defense team have anything to say? Wait to regard the document from NBC. Defense: we have no objection to the NBC report that the prosecution intends tendering to the court. The court admits the NBC report as an exhibit is admitted as an exhibit. Cross-examination continues. Prosecution: can you please explain your role as a law enforcement officer? Witness: My role is to acquire information and report it to my director. Some of my responsibilities include raiding camps, and I saw human head, bodies, and ESN eating human bodies. Prosecution. Do you, the owner of the testimony, presented before court last time? Witness. We have not found Uzoma aka Onyami. Prosecution. What do you have to say about the transmitter? Witness. Based on my physical observation, it is understood that the equipment was intended to be used for broadcasting. Also, before importing a transmitter into Nigeria, you must first obtain approval, but it wasn't obtained. Prosecution. Who is the owner of the transmitter? Witness. I can confirm that the defendant is the owner of the transmitter. Go to Vanguard publication dated July 3rd, 2023. You will see the detailed news. Prosecution. If you see the Vanguard publication, would you recognize it? Witness. Yes, I will. Defense counsel objects the tendering of the newspaper publication. The presiding judge overrules the defense objection and marks the publication as exhibit. Prosecution. What do you think about the attack on the Sowore prison? Witness. Nnamdikanu authorized the prison break. Prosecution. Can you please explain your role as a law enforcement officer? Witness. My responsibility is to gather information and report it to my boss. Some of my responsibilities include raiding camps, and I did raid ESN camps. During one of my raids, I saw human heads, bodies, and ESN eating human bodies. Prosecution. Were you able to locate Onyami? Witness. No, we have not found Uzoma aka Onyami. The prosecution moved to read a presumed written statement attributed to Uzoma Benjamin, also known as Onyami, as published in a Vanguard newspaper report. In the publication, Onyami allegedly claimed that IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu had ordered him, through a superior, to kill 2,000 people. He reportedly confessed to having killed 30 individuals instead and expressed regret for his actions. Parties concludes cross-examination of witness PW4DDD. Court adjourns to 19 June 2025 and also 20 June 2025 for continuation of hearing and proceedings. The Nigerian government has closed its case against Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, who has been detained since 2021 on charges of treasonable felony and other offences related to his advocacy for Biafra's independence. The development followed a court hearing on Thursday where the prosecution presented its final argument. It was gathered that the federal government, prosecuting lawyer Adegboyega Awomolo San, announced the closure of the prosecution's case after its fifth witness, PW5, concluding his testimony. Thereafter, defense lawyer Kanu Agabi-san stated that the defendant plans to make a no-case submission, which will be filed in due course. According to Aloy Ejimako, special counsel for Kanu, the defense has been granted 14 days to file its written address on a no-case submission, while the prosecution will then have 14 days to respond. According to him, the trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, has adjourned the case to July 18 for further proceedings. Today, the Federal Republic of Nigeria closed its case against Nnamdi Kanu. Today, the Federal Republic of Nigeria closed its case against Nnamdi Kanu. The court granted the 14 days to file its written address on a no-case submission and 14 days to the prosecution to respond. The court then adjourned to 18th July. Thanks for your support. Ejimaka stated this on a post on his X account shortly after the court hearing. The case against Kanu has been ongoing, with the prosecution alleging that his actions and statements have incited violence and separatism in the southeastern region of Nigeria. Kanu's detention and trial have sparked widespread controversy and debate, with many calling for his release and accusing the Nigerian government of suppressing dissenting voices. The outcome of the case will be closely watched, with implications for Kanu's future and the broader separatist movement in Nigeria.
We are happy to announce to the world that the prosecution has finally closed their case today with their last witness, PW5, known as EEE. He came and tendered reports of the NSAS, and in the course of the reporting, he alleged that it was the statements made by Nnamdi Kanu that instigated the damages during the NSAS. And he was subjected to a thorough cross-examination by the defense team under Mazi Bazu. And as God will have it, we are happy to announce to you that so many things went wrong with his report, including the fact that not even the signature of the chairman or the name of the chairman or the secretary of the report of the committee he claimed to represent was found in the entire report. We are happy to announce to all lovers of freedom that the matter has been adjourned to the 18th of July 2025 for a no-case submission. In other words, to tell the court and to show to the court that the prosecution merely wasted 10 years of Nnamdi Kanu's life by arresting and detaining him for no just cause. So we are happy. We have very short time within which to work. We are going to utilize that very short time and make sure we deliver on our mandate. And our mandate is to provide sufficient defense for Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, I am very excited to be here as always, even though, as usual, the DSS prevented me from entering the courtroom. But I'm a living witness to history. The first time Mazi was abducted from Kenya and brought here, I was in court to warn them that, in fact, I was one of the few people that came here as soon as they did their kangaroo arraignment, that this case is not going anywhere, and that there's no way, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it's going to end up the way it started, as nothing, and it will end up as nothing, because there's nothing that can stand up on nothing. The foundation of this was malice. It was a suppression of a section of Nigerian people and a violation of the fundamental right of a Nigerian British citizen who was abducted from another country, brought here without due process and detained indefinitely, even presented from having open and fair trial, which we have seen all over the time. As a matter of fact, today we already had an altercation with the DSS, preventing people from moving around here. But you know, they started by blocking everywhere. Now they are tired, they can't even block half of the road. Because you cannot stop an idea whose time is come. And this is what we want them. And I'm glad that they are reaching the dead end that were predicted. The dead end is that there will be no case submission. In fact, I would have an issue with the lawyers if I were to be involved, because there's no need to even file a no case submission in a case that never existed in the first place. But you have to do your own legal work. And let me use this opportunity to also appreciate all the lawyers and all the people who have stood in solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu. I've said it that if I'm the last person that will stand with him, I will stand with him. Now mine is not political. In fact, the most unpopular political decision to take in Nigeria is to stand with Nnamdi Kanu. So if you want to win election, you know who to stand with, which is the federal government. But I'm not doing this to win election. I'm doing it for the freedom of our people everywhere we might find ourselves. And I believe that if Nigeria is going to become one, it has to be on the basis of justice. We cannot be suppressing a section just as the rest will flourish and think that you can go home to rest. And you have seen it now. Even those people who never believed Nnamdi Kanu a few years ago, they have seen it with what the Fulani herdsmen are doing, killing hundreds of people. They are doing it also in the southeast. They've killed in Ebonyi, they've killed in Enugu, they are killing in Edo, they are killing in Kogi, they are killing people across the country. Imo, yes, there was some killing. So this was what Nnamdi Kanu told you as a prophet. But he has always told me, when I met him in New York, that he's not a prophet. He's just saying the reality of what the Nigerian project is all about. That it was a fake project put together and it can never materialize until there is justice. And this is what we keep advising them. The interesting thing was that there was even a time in 2019 that they charged me secretly with him. I filed a charge here that I connived with him to kill some policemen. So the case never came to trial, and it will never be. So we can't wait to see Nnamdi Kanu rejoin all of us.
All right, thank you.
I'm very certain that will happen. Sure. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how long they do their case, which I never believed in that. We are here to quickly address you about our appearance in court today. The case is related to the cyber stalking case between myself and the so-called billionaire Nnamdi, who is now a member of the APC. So we came to court today with the hope that we can commence the so-called trial, which has stalled since 2022. But upon calling the case, the judge found out that the lawyer has a running stomach, his lawyer, the prosecutor. So we wish him well and good health. And we just want to brief you that that's what happened. We also have seen some other events today. Today coincided with the trial of Nnamdi Kanu as well. So the DSS people were all over the place, taking over the court. But they have not left because they are victims and also left back in detention. So I just want to come to our lawyers. Thank you so much for always here and supporting the right cause. I will always have one of the things to say.
Yes.
Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, sir. The point today in this matter is just unfortunately that we are still here. But we'll be back here in October. And I think by then But the law have to determine whether we continue to remain at one point. This matter was filed in 2022. And for one reason or the other, there has not been an arraignment. It's only with that child. There has not been an arraignment. The matter was brought pursuant to the Cybercrime Act 2015. It was later amended. The provision pursuant to which this charge was brought had been repealed. It's no longer the law. So we have brought an application before the court to determine whether, if that section 24 of Cybercrime Act, pursuant to which this charge was brought, which was a very, very personal thing. It was a personal thing. That provision was personal. Use computer to send them information that offends your neighbor. You could be charged with court bill for criminal defamation. But that provision has been repealed. What is there today is not a personalized provision. It's a national matter. Use your computer to send any information to the public that is pornographic or that could cause breakdown of law and order. That is the only condition upon which you can be brought to court under that provision. Having not carried out an arraignment that was initiated in 2022, and that law has been yanked off our statute book. Are you still going to waste our time in court? Because if the law is now saying that when you use your computer to send an information that will cause breakdown of law and order, and you are still about to prosecute somebody for insulting another person, we are saying that cannot be, it's not possible. You can't be wasting the time, you can't be wasting public resources to prosecute a citizen of Nigeria, on behalf of an individual who feels insulted. If anybody feels insulted, the person has the right to go to court. Go and invoke the law. Go and invoke the jurisdiction of the court that you are insulted. You can't be using public resources. So that is why, but whether we like it or not, one day the court will have to make final pronouncement on the fact that whether we can continue to come to court. Somebody asked one instrument, it's not an excuse. I came from Lagos, I was also fine. And the fact that you have a instrument is not ordinarily an application for an adjournment before the court. The other lawyer before our case said, was sacked on this instrument. He said they didn't know how to bring drug and water. And this matter is very serious. By the time the last criminal charge against somebody was struck out, he had to travel out of the country. I was coming for the New York for this matter. For somebody to spend like 4 million to come and face the charge is no charge. They are still coming. So Toba will back here. And then maybe we could give this wastefulness a very decent way.
And, we are coming back in October. I'm back here on June 22nd against the legal IG. So we're back in court. I'm a repeat offender, so against those who are violating the rights of integrity and decency of Nigerian public and political space. So we'll be back on June 22nd. I'm sure there will be another date even between June 22nd and October. You don't know yet. But as Nigerians, we have to keep working very hard to take our country back. The country, as I stand here all the time, keeps falling apart. The Senate, if it is not flawed today, it is headsmen killing people or bandits meeting with the Nigerian army. I see their comrades. There's hunger, starvation. There is a lot of corruption as well. Everything, everything that you can imagine is wrong with the country that has failed, has become the standard here. But we're not going to run away. That's what I always promise, and I promise those who are in power to do that. Next Joseph will not know they are Pharaoh. Or is it the next Pharaoh? We don't know they are Joseph.
I would just like to add that the Inspector General should this is an encouragement that this shenanigans that is embarrassing the justice system of our country need to stop. There's a need for us to actually face issues that are really, really serious and issues that really matter. For a fact, and I want to say this, Sowore, I think the IGP can confirm now. It's not that man that can be intimidated, harassed with charges, plethora of court criminal trials, and he's going to get up. No, he's someone who is determined, he's courageous, and he's even scared of himself because he's determined to face it to any length. So we want to encourage them not to waste government resources on issues like this. And if they are serious about this trial, they should come to court and do the trial. I mean, it is an embarrassment to the entire nation that the Inspector General of Police has commenced an action against an activist, and in the open court, the lawyer who is representing the police disappeared. He disappeared, and he has to be sending information, text messages or whatever it is that he has run his story. It's an embarrassment to watch it. And I think there's a need for us to stop this, because you continue to give people reasons to begin to look at Nigeria and see we are not serious. And I think this is not good for us. And that's my position for now. And hopefully we believe that this country will be better. Better than this. Like more relation. By the way, we're still considering some political alignment. but not for the camera. Because I can't trust him yet for my party.
We have made it very clear that hope is not a strategy. Yes. We can't keep hoping forever. So, regarding to this political alignment,
Hope is not a program.
the only alignment we can have is with Nigerian people. That's why we are not. We predicted a long time ago that the coalition you are seeing is no better than charcoal. It's going to burn as fast as it's placed inside fire, and that has already happened. And some of them have burned into ashes already. But Nigerian people on a serious level must come together and bundle these guys out. Thank you very much. Revolution.
No.